Okay, so now it's working properly. That's
Awesome.
why I was unable, yeah. I just switched on and off that router thing. Yeah. Okay, we can now. I think I apologize later on. I'm sorry, bro, guys. Silly reason, no, bro. Like so that's why in Darjeeling and all. Once there will be a rainfall and all, the current will like cut off for so many days. That.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I get it, man. I have frequent power cuts where I live, so it's all good.
By the way, where do you live out there in Bangalore?
So I sort of live on little on the outskirts, I guess, of the city. Yeah, not really in Bangalore per se, but I mean it is Bangalore, but it's pretty far away from like central and yeah,
Okay.
South Bangalore.
But seriously, like wonderful place, like people are good. Everything is good out there, like compared to other states.
Man, I can't hear you well. Can you like I don't know, go close to the mic or something? Because I'm having a little trouble hearing. I can hear you, but the volume's
Mhm.
really low.
Okay, okay. So what I might do? I mean, like you mean like it's coming very slow. I mean, like less volume.
Yeah, yeah, the volume's a little less. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine, man. I'm just using my earplug, so should be okay.
No, am I audible now?
Yeah, 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 it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, you're fine. You're good.
All right, all right. Yeah. So now you can hear me.
Yes, I can. I can.
Okay. So yeah. So we was talking about managing orchid, like so like so far I came to know about what kind of music you guys are playing, and my another concern was like who do write? I mean, like who do write all the lyrics for, say, for Godless and your this band? So you do
I
write
do, man.
yourself?
I read the lyrics. Yes.
Okay, so for each and everything you do write that.
Yeah, that's
All I
right.
mean, like,
Yeah, yeah.
interesting, bro.
I guess every single project I've been a part of, yeah, I have written lyrics.
Cool, man. Yeah, that's what, because most of, even I came across so many. Most of the middle vocalists, they do write their own music, like, and I just go through that lyric and all, because like people doesn't go with lyrics and all. They just say these guys are just shouting, rolling this, that, and all. They don't go into this thing. I mean, like, what to say, the lyric and all. They just say, yeah, they are doing this, they are doing that. They have long hair. They are into drugs. They are into alcohol and all, like, but this days somehow, like, like the people is getting educated in this thing, I believe, like, uh, nothing like that. So kind of, what to say, the looks, how they used to look us, like piercings and all, they used to, like, anyways,
Yeah.
let's forget about that. Yeah. So we were talking about Nepal scene also. uh, so yeah, so
Yes.
you guys have played for three times in Nepal. That means Silent Fish.
Uh, I guess I would say we've played. I mean, Godless has played two shows. One in Silence Festival Kathmandu and one in Pokhara. That
Okay.
was part of the our same mini tour, and we had another show back in Kathmandu, I guess, but um, our flight got cancelled because of bad weather,
Uh,
so we couldn't do the third show. But yeah, I'm glad that we got to do at least two. And I played one show with Gutslit a couple of years before that. I guess it was 2018 maybe. but yeah, this was when while we were touring with Stillbirth, it's a German band, and
Yeah,
so Kathmandu was one of the stops on that tour.
yeah.
But yeah, that was part of the Southeast Asia tour. So yeah, I guess played I've been to Nepal for for two separate bands on two separate occasions. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so actually, what happened to me is there was a show which was done by from there's a uh, Guwahati based event company. It's called I forgot that name. So yeah, somehow yeah. So all their the defenders of metal, yeah, defenders of metal was like they had a show of Napalm Death back then in Kathmandu. So
Oh wow.
yeah, so that was my first date. All right. So I just watched that and I just found the crazy, the crowd response and fucking I was like, I was more into grindcore, so normally
Hell yes.
yeah, so I don't know whether you heard about the walkthrough or not. I was
Of course I
looking
have.
after
I
the
have, man.
yeah, yeah. So I was looking after the sounds and all, back then. So even I toured with them for a long time, and they are totally a grind people, seriously, And yes, the walkthrough. I mean, like the front man, the Vishal, he's the founder of Nepal Death Fest, actually, yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay. Got it.
yeah, so we together, we used to host all those things. So yeah, besides that, so normally, so that was the first impression for me, like the crowd, how they was, I mean, killing that show, everyone was full mossing and all. And I was like, it's very interesting, then after that, my parents was out there, but obviously, so I thought of not coming back to India, right? So I said, all those fucking good gigs are happening out here in Kathmandu. Why should I go back to Darjeeling? And I just keep on seeing the same local bands, same faces with all the same fucking attitude, then I was like, okay, fine, I stayed there and it was a good like the change as well. I then after that my friend circle changed and my doses of chemical abuse got less. I can't
Okay.
ask randomly. So yeah, so the changes happened and I met with this Vishal. From Nepal. They first Nepal did first episode. Then after that we had the same test of music and same test of things what we want to do for extreme music. So yeah, so things went up quite so good, and then after that, after chemicals, then I, step up to, we'll say Navy or, like the local drinks and all. So yeah, so like that. So those things happened. Then yes, then why I wanted to share this thing is like, as you said, the Nepal state. So, and most probably, like the people out there, at least they do give respect to us, as being a founder of all this kind of, like Extreme Environmental Society and all. They used to call us for the EP launch and all. So we used to go, like the punk scene say it, or the deathcore scene say it, or old school or say it, or trash, So they never dish each other, there will be a particular, I mean, the follows. For example, if I'm Godless fan, okay, so I'll go to your gig without wishing any other else. I'll wear my Godless t-shirt, and I want to support my kind of the music and also nothing like that. But so far, I think that all those things in India, like it happened to me also. I heard with my same ears, the people was the one person was wearing Metallica t-shirt. Fucking it was in grindcore so extreme. So I was like, fucking ये देखना Metallica का so मैं Metallica sorry grindcore so में Metallica t-shirt ला के आ रहा है. What is wrong with them? Like whatever they can wear,
Yeah,
So
man.
like
Yeah, people can wear whatever the
yeah.
fuck they want. Yeah, that's for sure.
So I had been through all those kind of things, like anyways, I used to fight with them, like fucking hardcore, who are you, this, that and all. But nowadays, like forget it, like yeah, I know test of my music, I do that, I feel that, so that's it, bro. Like so yeah. So
Hell yeah,
yeah,
man.
so
Keep doing your thing.
yeah, yeah, so that's what I'm telling you, like in Bangalore the people are good and each and every, they don't judge anyone else, so like ulta they'll appreciate, like they'll say, oh, you have a good, like the hair, like I like your septum rings and all my managers and all, like Shit, man. Out here, they just look after outer of the taxes and all. हाँ ये तो पूरा गांजा फूकता है ये तो ये करता है वो करता है. But who give a damn, like. So yeah. So
Right, right.
likewise that shit happens. So that's what. So why I'm doing all these things, like I want Godless to be in my hometown. I want Gutslit to be on my hometown. I want Underside to be on in my hometown. So these all things I'm trying to pulling socks up, and I'm just trying to approach. Most more, I mean, like the politician things work this day. All are politics, man. If we do a kind of bucketing with these political leaders and all, so maybe kind of like I'll get some kind of sponsor, but which I don't like. So yeah, but I'm pulling myself and I'm trying to do one show out here, maybe April, May or June. So let's say I'll keep in touch with you. If things goes good, then yeah. So let's see. So that's what like
Sounds
I'm
good.
just trying to make a good relation in this way also, kind of strategy, like at least
Hell
I
yeah,
can
man. Yeah,
negotiate.
we'd love to. We'd love
Yeah.
to.
No. Yeah. So if I talk to you, at least I can negotiate some. No, like yeah, I already spoke with council. So I'll tell him, give me discount for 20% for band fees. Kind of. So yeah. So let's see. I'm trying my best. I'm not sure. I mean, like, so why I'm telling this is like, people who is watching there, or maybe they'll watch some other time from my hood. I want a kind of some volunteers. If you want to join with me, if you want all those kind of things. So that's why I'm, like, I'm just telling it out here. Otherwise, it's not confirmed. I can say randomly I'm getting godless this March and April, but I'm looking after that. So if there's anyone else who wants to join with me and who wants to join Permanence Records event team, they are welcome. So am I lagging again?
No, 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 no. You're good. I can
Oh,
see you properly. Yeah.
okay. So Samir Bawal, good evening, guys. Good evening. All right. So yeah, so we'll move on to Godless now. So like Godless was formed on which, I mean, how long you guys have been? 10 years?
Uh, so I guess Godless formed in 2015.
Okay.
Yeah,
So so
and
so
the band has released two EPs and yeah, and one full length, which was just released last year in November 2021.
yeah, yeah. So like normally, I believe in Hyderabad there used to be a wild fest, right? If I'm not wrong, wild fest.
Sorry,
Yeah. In Hyderabad,
could you say
maybe
that again?
guys
Yeah, sorry, man. I missed that. You kind of broke up over there. In Hyderabad, you're talking about the
yeah,
venue?
yeah. No, there used to be a wild fest. Correct? You know about it?
Wild Fest. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess that
Yeah, yeah.
happened in Extreme Sports Bar, I think, right?
Yeah, my brothers played there back then. Even they are Grindco man.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe a
yeah.
little thing. Yeah, new there. They are from Kathmandu. So
Okay.
like, so I love that scene also, like in small kind of venue and people was doing mosh pits and all. And, like their official video was a kind of sepia tone. It was like interesting. So yeah, so why I'm asking you this, like, why all those kind of events are, like getting shut down, like, see, okay, the first thing is pandemic. I don't know
Yeah.
now, like because like there used to be a small kind of house cake, which we used to go get together, meet each other. I mean, like so, like all those things, like just get end up in India. I don't know why, like there's only one thing that Salman is doing, Bangalore Open Air, and after that, I don't think so. Maybe I'm not alert with all those gigs, but I didn't find any kind of gigs, besides that in when I was in Bangalore. I mean,
Okay. No, man, I guess there are a lot of people trying to do shows, that are sometimes band themselves put up shows. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about Hyderabad, so I'll touch upon that for for a little while. So, Hyderabad, in fact, the bass player of Godless, Abbas Razvi, and we sort of did a series of gigs which is called Aggressive Tendencies, and it's still on. So we've done like about 20 odd editions, 21 or 21 or 22. I'm not too sure at this point, but yeah, it's well over 20. And we've kind of tried to do that every single month. So the pandemic sort of like put a stop to that, but we've started that back up again. So in Hyderabad, very much has a metal property that keeps going on, and I guess like some other guys from some other bands in Hyderabad, they've also been putting up some other shows. So yeah, I wouldn't say that it's completely stopped or anything. Maybe it was just there definitely was a break during the pandemic, but yeah, shows are pretty much back on, and there are quite a few people doing shows actually.
Yeah, no, actually, what I'm talking about is like, yes, a short kind, the such kind of shows do happen. Like, like we have to, the bands used to do, for from their own pocket money and all. So what I'm talking about is like, see, uh, I mean, like, not only band. For example, we have a particular event company. So like we was
Yeah,
hosting only kind of said Salman, but his brand is high level of some more like so such kind of things. Even I wanted to do that, like for example, NH7 and all. There was and so I don't know, and I heard like NH7 that the proprietor or something, the management team got changed, something like that. So there was no metal bands for this season, I guess.
I
Not
don't
sure.
particularly think it was because of one person leaving or anything, but I guess essentially it's just not um I guess it's just not a heavy music festival. I guess
Yeah, yeah.
I guess it's you know they're gonna put artists that's gonna sell tickets, and
Ah,
it's I guess it's for younger people, and I don't know, man. I guess there have been some editions where there were metal bands. In fact, I played one edition of NH7, which was in Pune in this wasn't super long ago. This was like, right 1 year before the pandemic, I would say. I think I would like to say 2019. I played a show with Gutslit in the Pune NH7. So that was pretty awesome. But I guess that was the last time that they got metal bands. But this was in 2019,
yeah,
so it wasn't that far back. But I did see the new lineup, and yeah, there are no metal bands on it, and yeah, I was wondering why, but
yeah.
yeah,
That's what.
I guess they're gonna just sell, put artists that are gonna sell tickets. But I mean, even if you looked at the metal stages in 2019, there is a big audience for it. I mean,
Very
I
small.
saw
Yeah,
tons
yeah,
and
yeah.
tons of people during that show because I guess Opeth was also there. I guess Steve Y was there.
Uh,
So yeah, it was a pretty good scene, man.
yeah, maybe that was the time when you guys played together. Underside was also there, correct?
Yes, that's right. Underside was there as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what, like, and I was like very happy, because yes, you told about that it's a particular mainstream event company, but so far that time, as you told, the crowd was awesome, like, because people, I
Yeah.
heard so many people, planning to go Pune and to attend other side, to attend such all those bands and all. It was quite so good because I don't know, but like, so that's what I mean, like, what I'm looking forward is like, for the same thing, like if I can host, a small gig for any metal band, say, so that is what I'm looking forward for. I did some gigs out here with my own pocket money for some hip hop artists, like, because these days I do respect each and every genre. So what happens, like, normally for doing hip
Okay.
hop gig, and or what happens, like, we will get a small budget sound system, like there won't be all those kind of, these, that, and all. So I tried that up because, like, I haven't seen any of the event company putting up the hip hop gig, not even in Bangalore or state anywhere. I never seen that what posters thing or any kind of, promotions on social media happening hip hop gig and all, like, I mean, like
Oh,
normal.
dude, I would have to disagree there with that a little bit because I mean at least in cities like Bangalore and Bombay, I think hip hop is pretty huge. I mean, especially in Bombay, I guess it's sort of almost exploded. And even in Bangalore, I guess there's several venues doing so. So I guess people want to do shows at venues that sort of already have a backline, because if a venue doesn't have that, you got to rent it out, you got to get it from your friends or whatever. But yeah, if a venue already has a backline, if they already have an in-house kit, that's just best case scenario. And yeah, like venues that do have that, they do they in fact do more shows, more hip hop shows than any other genre these days, as especially in cities like Bombay. So yeah, it's a thing in Bangalore as well. I keep seeing a lot of hip hop shows keep happening at fandom. Obviously, I would like more metal and punk shows to happen, but yeah, uh, you do need other stuff happening as well to like keep the venue going, because you
Uh,
can't be a metal show every single day. So yeah, it is what
uh,
it is.
so, so yeah, maybe that's what I was not into all those things. Maybe that's the reason I was not aware about. So yeah, so what I will say, all of a sudden that strike in my mind, no, okay, like I never seen a hip hop gig out here in Darjeeling, no say in Siliguri. So why don't I try, like then I just put up, it just 15 days full promotion and all that. We was talking all tickets for sale, like it's not exactly ticket. What I did is like I prepared a mask, like so like the mask will be useful also, the branding as well. If people will wear that, it won't be like ticket, no, that just like carry it and throw it. So it was like somewhat like that, and normally it went well, like and then even I felt like the energies and all. That was my first event out here. I mean, hip hop event, and I was quite so, like seriously, I love the energy and all. I found a kind of grindcore thing, these kids they are doing mosh, they are jumping, they are, like it's like normally. So that's what. So I want to do all those kind of things, and but in the other hand, being a son and all, I have to look after my household as well. So it's very hard, like I want other people to be happy, like if I, because I can feel that, getting one gig, back then it was like, oh, seriously, man, I would never sleep, that whole fucking day. I used to think I'll play this, I'll play that, and all. So maybe those things, gives happiness to them as well. So let's see, and like yes, and I'm gonna meet you this when I'll come back to Bangalore. So we'll plan up. Let's see, like we'll share some ideas if we can,
Hell yeah.
work together. Yeah, also kind of the small kind of gigs. Let's see, because yeah, I just wanted to keep in touch with you guys. Like seriously, I never got a chance. I mean, like to meet you guys, you and Nolan Bro and all. So yeah, so it was like and yeah, and besides that, there's one more question.
Right. Yeah.
Normally, like what people say is like, if people do have a lot more amount, like if they are a rich fan, they are only, I mean, like doing the European tours and all. Do you agree with that? Because what people will think is like, they have a money, they are a rich fan, that's why they
Yeah.
are doing European tour. So do you agree with that?
Okay.
I don't.
I,
I don't. Yeah.
okay. Okay. So here's the thing. I am not rich. I'm a guy who has a day job. Everybody in the band's got jobs, and we literally use the money that we saved. Uh, we literally use the money that we've put in the band fund. It's so we what are the money that comes into the band fund through our merchandise, our gig fees and all of that. We've got the band fund for that. So you may or may not choose to use that, but yeah, all the money that we've spent, it's money that we've saved, man. Like, and I can tell you that I'm not rich. I have a fucking day job. I'm a salaried employee. I do that to pay the bills. Obviously, I treat the bands as more of a day job. That's another story. But yeah, maybe yes. Maybe certain bands are rich. Maybe they're trust fund kids. Maybe they're not. But regardless, a tour is a tour, and yeah, if you get a chance, if you put a record out and you want to promote that, yeah, uh, if you network a little bit, take the plunge and set up a bunch of shows. I think anybody can do it. I guess yeah, it's. I guess the biggest chunk of the expenses are the flight tickets. If you can, if people can, if if somebody can like manage that, once you get to Europe, it doesn't really cost all that much to tour, because if you're renting a van and you're renting a backline, you just put that in, then you're just driving from city to city to city, and it works out really great if you're in fact touring with another band from that particular continent, which in this case is Europe. So it's actually quite doable. As I said, the chunk of the expenses lie in the flight ticket,
Yeah.
and it's yeah, it's we've saved we just spent money that we've saved, man. It's as simple as that. Yeah.
So it means like you are doing your job just for your love of music. I mean, like, correct?
Yeah, I gotta pay the bills and to keep the
Yeah,
lights
that.
on, man. So yeah. And
Yeah,
in fact, so as I was saying earlier, if you're an instrumentalist and if you're a drummer or a guitar player, a lot of people prefer to do that as well, so that that you're more in touch with what you do in a band. So a lot of people do that. Yeah, and people freelance. People do freelance graphic design, art, and all of that stuff. You know, people teach instruments. Or people you have some sort of a business, or some sort of salary. I guess anything to pay the bills, anything to like help you support the things you love to do, like for example, being in a band. Yeah, it's not pretty, but you got to do it, I
yeah.
guess.
Okay.
Because
So,
because
so
I'm telling you, there is no way in hell. There's no way in hell that I mean, if you're a band that is not going for virality, that is not going for overnight fame, and you're not just writing riffs to get instant recognition, instant gratification. If you're not one of those bands, then uh, this is the ground reality. Like, if
yeah,
people want to get rich, then they can write riffs that can sell the most records. And
yeah,
yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with people doing that. It's just that I don't really have that thought process when I'm playing in a band. For me, it's more about the artistic expression. It's more about the creative expression than anything else. Uh, but yeah, as I said, like, you know, anybody can sort of, I mean, not anybody, but yeah, like uh, there are two sort of thought processes, right? Like, one is like, you write for virality subconsciously or consciously. It's to get viral, and that's one aspect of it. And the other one is artistic expression. So, regardless of what you wanted, regardless of what a person wants to do, is identify that and yeah, just stick with it. And yeah.
yeah. That's what, because like uh, because the music also matters, right? See, if you have a ton of money, say, if a music is like not of that European level, so it doesn't work, right? So yeah, so sometimes, yeah, but now I got to know, yeah, seriously, because money talks really. Uh, so yeah, so another concern I just got again
Yeah,
is like,
I guess it does. Yeah.
yeah. So another concern is like, while you guys are going to, yeah, been to, I mean, played on Option Extreme, Wacken and all. Do those organize pay some kind of band fee, or say uh, kind of some, I mean, some amount? I mean, like, do they pay for you guys?
So, a festival, like, yeah, if you do get called to play a festival, obviously there is a fee component involved. Um, in our case, when we played Wacken Open Air, when Godless played Wacken Open Air, that was part of the Wacken Metal Battle.
Yeah,
Um, so we sort of got to represent India, but there is no fee involved there. I mean, you're just getting a chance to play on that stage. So Wacken
yeah,
Metal,
yeah,
well, when we played at Wacken, that was the deal. So
yeah. That
if
was
you do
big
get
amount.
called, if you do get called from you're called to play a show at a festival, yes, you do get paid for that particular show.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, it's festivals always do pay, and if you're like on tour, you're playing a few club shows, you're playing a few. You may pay like an underground basement or something, and then you're playing festivals. So festivals, if you get a call from that festival. So there is definitely a fee component involved for sure. It may not be um, a crazy amount, but yes, there is fee involved.
So your answer has been partially, like, what about option extreme quiz? Same thing.
Um, yeah, festivals like Obscene Extreme do pay because they do get a ton of bands, and you can't possibly do that without paying paying the band. So obviously, in every major festival, it's not just Obscene Extreme. In every major festival, if you get called to play a certain show, there is obviously fee involved because you got to cover your tour expenses, whatever it might, your travel expenses, whatever it might be. If that sometimes the fee covers that and gives you a little more. Sometimes it may not be enough for everything, but yes, the fee is something that's there in festivals.
So that means like the time when you played Wacken after winning the battle, so you guys had win with your own expenses.
Yeah,
That means.
yeah. In fact, on that particular trip that we did, we got like a sponsorship. Uh, we managed to get some sponsorship at that point of time. But the second tour that we did in 2018, we did that all of our own. Our, we used the
Savings.
band money. We used our personal money to do that. So
It's cool, yeah. Like so. That's what. So normally everybody should have a job in their hand. Like so. Like we can make it out whatever we want, whatever we wish. Like
yeah, not necessarily
to
a
people.
job, but yeah, something that you love. I mean, something that you don't mind doing that's gonna just give you um money to pay the bills. And it's as simple as that. It doesn't have to be a job. Um, yeah, but yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's cool, bro. So another curiosity is like how did you get influenced with this all kinds of roles and say it, like normally I found got this kind of crossover thrash, like it's not particularly like your roles are very powerful and like so like normally
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, sorry. I mean, Godless, I would say it's primarily a death metal band, but there's a lot of thrash philosophy that creeps in with the riffing. So yeah, I would say it's primarily a death metal band with elements of thrash. So that's why we call it thrash-based death metal.
So
But yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it's vastly different from like what I would call like crossover thrash. I mean, crossover thrash for me is like, bands like DRI,
uh,
from like the 80s, mid 80s to late 90s, there were a bunch of bands like Method of Destruction, which is MOD, Stormtroopers of Death. So that is more, crossover.
yeah, moreover some riffs I can make it like the municipal western, like so
Yeah,
but
that's right.
like
Municipal Waste is a great example.
yeah, so it's like normally, like I found it very interesting when I listened to your band. No, for the first time only, I was like, seriously, it was like that kind of my taste of music, like. So and after that, I digged your each and everything else. And yesterday, I digged your another band. Oh, by the way, who's the founder for this thing, bro? For Man Eating Orchid and the Godless, you are the one.
Managing Orchid was formed in 2011, and yes, I am a
Mhm.
founding member. So it was four individuals: Rahil Ahmed, the bass player, Mayur Nanda, the drummer, and Vinay Prasad on guitars. So it was the four of us who formed it together. I guess the band sort of had um, a different. We sort of knew each other from other projects that we were in, and so in 2011 was we sort of like uh, put the band together and. Yeah, so that's how Managing Orchid happened. And with Godless, it was Abbas Razvi, Aniket Yadav. Abbas Razvi is the bass player. Yadav was on drums, and Rohit Nair was on guitars, and Ravi Nedamarti who's also on guitars. So these guys uh, formed the band, which was in 2014. That recorded a demo, with the guest vocalist from Australia, and they put it out. and I sort of happened to join the band like in a few months after inception. So yeah, I joined the band like little after the band was founded, but yeah, I've been there from the start, pretty much. So yeah, we've done like a couple of EPs and an album. Uh, but yeah, these so it's these guys were the founding members of Regardless.
All right. So another question is like normally, see, my base was like hard rock. All right. So I used
Right.
to listen, like my uncles that tape recorder, tape. They used to be tape, no? Like
Yeah.
for first time, I guess it was there used to be two sides. I mean, like two cassettes in one file. I came under Extreme and then Megadeth and so on like that, Metallica, something like that. So like I was influenced with them, and my band was also we used to play the same thing. I mean, like not much in Iron Maiden, but Black Sabbath and all, like. So like normally,
Awesome.
what I'm gonna ask you is like so playing all those things and and later on when I came across grindcore and all, then it got totally changed. It's not like I stopped liking that, but like I used to prefer this fucking is music, like and like those fucking that blast, this half blast, full blast hammer, and also so yeah. So likewise, the question is like my question is like who was your I mean like normally the influence, like which band was your I mean like influence to get into Western music. So mine was like I told you Megadeth and all, and later on I came to know that extreme metal. So was there any particular band for you?
Yes. So I started out with Iron Maiden. I stumbled across a bunch of videos on a friend's pen drive, and yeah,
What was your age
it
that
was
time?
it was a bunch of music videos, and I just played press play, and yeah, I guess that was where I heard Iron Maiden for the first time, and yeah, I was hooked, and um, yeah, I just progressively started like listening to like more and more extreme stuff. But yeah, it all started with Iron Maiden. I guess like after that I got into Megadeth, Metallica, and the
Yeah, those times,
usual bands.
like, yeah, even I used to love that old school Metallica, like those
Right,
that
right, right.
kind of,
Obviously the
like, yeah, bro, like everything was,
better side of Metallica for sure. Yeah.
yeah, bro, like, but I don't know, but no, but still I love, I mean, like, but those what how old school was like that was insane, like, kind of. Anyways, so did you, I mean, witness Iron Maiden in Bangalore? There was no Iron Maiden came, I mean.
Yes, I was there, and I was there for the Iron Maiden concert in 2008.
Yeah, fucking, I missed it, like, fuck. That time I believe
Yeah,
I was in
I guess
Bangalore. Metallica.
okay. So Bangalore, Iron Maiden played in Bangalore twice. I guess I played in Bombay once. So I think I saw them the second time that they came to Bangalore.
That's what, like. So, you're basically from Hyderabad, but you are working on Karnataka.
No, man. So the band Godless is based in
From
Hyderabad.
Hyderabad.
I live and
Oh,
work
okay.
in Bangalore. Yeah.
Okay. So you are from Karnataka, I mean.
Sorry.
So you are from Bangalore itself.
I've lived here most of my life, so I consider myself a Bangalorean. But
Okay.
I kind of grew up all over the place because my dad was in the Navy. Uh,
Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, that's cool, like, so keep on. Yeah, anyways,
Yeah. I guess I moved around a lot when I was a kid. But yeah, I moved out of the house. I mean, I moved out of my house like pretty early as well, like when I was 16 or something. So yeah, ever since then, I've been living in Bangalore.
yeah, so from which age you started getting into all these roles and all, like what was your age normally? You started, getting interested.
I guess I was around four. I can't be like exactly sure, but I guess it was somewhere around the time when I was 13, 14, 15. Yeah,
15 or
around that age bracket. Yeah.
okay. So at that time, see, nowadays we'll get a lot more tutorial, on for vocals and all in YouTube and all. So what was, like, so how did you learn that? I don't think so. Like those
I
days.
I didn't really like learn it per se. I mean, I just used to like sing along to songs. I just used to be like loud and yeah, I remember that people in the house at that point of time. I mean, obviously, you used to live with parents when you were a kid, and at that point of time, I do recollect people banging on the door and telling me to shut the fuck up. But yeah, I mean, that was the extent of me learning it per se. And I just used to try and sing along to it, and yeah, that's kind of how it started.
Because I noticed you do have the same power from starting to the end. Because normally, for playing 45 minutes, singing 45 minutes is like on same level, on same energy is, I had seen, bro, I had witnessed that, the good bands, even the reputed band, I can't name that because I don't have that capability to say that vocalist was doing that. But normally because I dig people, I told you in my, I mean, the whomever I feel, I mean, I want I'm very choosy in each and everything else. I told you also, whomever I feel like, yes, I should do podcast with this guy and I should share this guy video links and all. So according to that, I'll do. See, people will send me random, posts. They'll say, kindly share this and that. If I don't like, I don't say because me myself, I'm trying to make my event companies a branding thing, so putting all those, it's not like I don't like them, but like I can do that. I'll tell straightforward, you work into this, I'm always there for you. I'll host a show for you guys also. If you want some management, I'll look after that as well. So yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
man.
what.
Yeah,
And
you do you, man. Like you gotta yeah do things that you uh, like and have a passion for. So yeah, that's totally justified.
so that's what, this was my dream, actually it's not a record label as of now because I need to work for much more thing, more event license and check this and that. But the production house was what I was,
Gotcha.
looking for. I'll have my own production house, my people, will make a website from my end, do videos from my end, so all those things. So far so good, it's going on. So these days I'm not entertaining also if I won't get the particular budget project or all, because out here people will ask like the budget will be a 1 lakh and the video they want is of 3 lakhs rupees. All right, and which is not impossible. And in the end, we stop doing all those things, so it's better let's don't do, because all of my team who is working under me, they just had finished their audio engineering from Chennai, from Pune, and all, but they're still on their own fucking home studio, like making their own music. So nothing is there. So all those things, all those people, maybe I'm fortunate as well because they are working under me, and so more so, and they're happy with me as well. So what I made an agreement is like I'm not gonna ask a single penny from your work for one fucking whole year until you get hyped. Because that is your money. You buy rigs and all whatever you want. Because I have my job, so normally that's my I have at least a safe side. I can pay my rent, as you say, I can pay my this. But I wanted them to grow normally. It's with vestige, it's very expensive to learn audio engineering. You know that very well. And so yeah, so and all of a
There's
sudden,
also YouTube. There's also YouTube.
yeah, for YouTube, I'm working on that. I mean, actually, I'm
No,
working on my
I'm
website.
saying, no, I mean, you were mentioning that, the audio engineering bit. I mean, I know a bunch of people who've kind of picked it up from YouTube. So, I was just, yeah, commenting on that.
No, I didn't get you. YouTube means they can show up their work in YouTube. You mean that?
No, I mean, I'm saying you can learn audio engineering on YouTube. Like, there are a
Oh,
bunch of
okay,
people
okay,
who
okay.
tutorials and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. See, that would be a different thing. But they had paid a good amount to that music school, and they had paid
Oh,
lakhs
that,
and
yeah,
lakhs.
definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
No, I
So
was just, I mean, I was just saying for the fuck of saying
yeah,
it,
yeah.
but
So
yeah.
yeah, I understood that. So that kind of thing was okay. Self thought is different. I do learn somewhat like that. But those people, those brothers, they're doing all the expensive money from their parents and all, and in the end, they are with their home studio, small home studio, and Nothing. Obviously, there'll be depression for them, no? Like, so I explained this. Nothing is there. In Darjeeling, in each and every house, there will be one guitarist or any, like band members. They
I can
fucking
believe
each
that.
and
Yeah.
yeah. So like, it's very tough. So somewhat and some. So that's what like. Whatever I felt bad on those days, I just want to feel that, and I wanted to, like do the same thing for them. But somehow, sometimes I can't make it out because I do have some commitment from my end as well. So yeah,
Oh, hey man, seems like I may have to
I got
leave
to know.
soon
Yeah,
because yeah, I've been
waiting up.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
yeah. I
I.
mean, yeah, ready when you are, man. I mean, I guess, yeah, yeah, we can wrap it up when you want. But yeah, I guess
Yeah.
I'll have to leave soon. I'm just
Cool, cool, cool. But yeah,
just got a call.
actually, yeah, we just got busted, no, because of this internet glitch and all.
Yeah,
No, so
yeah,
it took
yeah.
time, yeah, because it was from 7 to 8. Okay, it's now 9, bro. Anyways,
Yeah, no
thank you
worries,
very
man.
much
No
for.
worries. This is fun. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Anyways, thank you for sparing your time. So like, I'll keep in touch, bro. And next time also, I'll invite you with a good setup, with upgrade version and
Uh,
all. And after all, we'll keep in touch and let's see whenever I come back to office, I'll meet you up. We'll share some ideas what I wanted to do. All right. And I'll share some of my favorite bands from Nepal and my area. You just check them out once.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you so much for having me again. And yeah, look forward to hearing from you.
Thumbs up, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you next time. Bye.
All right. Bye.